reduces its troop presence in the Middle East, and we reposture, focusing more on the Indo-Pacific. It's really important that we continue, Ms. Resnick, to evaluate the security dynamics on a regular basis. I know you agree with that. And this, in turn, will inform how we provide security assistance to partners in the region. Can you speak to how the interagency evaluates our partners' security requirements, the methodology, and then how those conclusions are then operationalized?
Thank you for your question, Senator. We are always looking to make sure that we can provide advanced capabilities for our partners to be able to defend themselves, to be able to enhance regional stability. And at the same time, we are looking to make sure that our partners will protect civilians and advance human rights. We look at everything on a case-by-case basis. We will cooperate with allies and partners where our priorities align, and we will not shy away from defending U.S. interests and American values where they do not. We continue to consult with Congress closely on transfers and on security cooperation. We welcome your input, as Secretary Blinken has said, at the takeoff and not at the landing.
Sure. So respectfully, it's not particularly formulaic, right? There's multiple factors that have to be looked at and multiple dynamics and so forth. Are there any, based on your current analysis, are there any current security needs of our Gulf partners that are not being met and that need to be addressed?
Thank you for that question. I'm happy to speak to that more in a different environment. We are constantly surveying the landscape there and making sure that our partners do have what they need, and we want to make sure that they're able to defend themselves.
I will accept that invitation to discuss that in an open or in a different environment, if indeed that conversation will actually result in some rich material, and I think my colleagues can identify with that. So, Ms. Resnick, can you speak to whether the department has all the authorities it requires to increase IMET to partners and allies, and how this will benefit the professionalism and reduce civilian risks during time of conflict?
Yeah, we do implement the IMET program, and we are always looking to make sure that our partners can learn from our military, be able to take their lessons, the lessons back to their home countries and implement them. And to my knowledge, we have all of the authorities we need. Although I will continue to. I'll take that back. I do understand that there has been a special congressional interest in making sure that women are trained through our IMET program, and we continue to implement that as a priority of the State Department as well.
I see I have roughly 90 seconds left. Ms. Stroll, you touched on both the UAE and Yemen, and I will be asking questions about that. I'll just begin with UAE. Of course, last year there was a sale of the F-35 fighters after some discussion up here on the Hill and within the administration. This was the first of its kind in the Middle East to any partner other than Israel. I thought it was an encouraging step forward with respect to having future interoperability capabilities and trying to ensure that some of our partners didn't look elsewhere for their armaments. But it also brings up the point that our advanced technologies have to be provided in some manner that ensures there is security around those technologies. So what steps does the department take to ensure that these advanced technologies and cutting-edge platforms remain secure when they're in the hands of our trusted partners?
Thank you for that critical question, Senator. With respect to the UAE, the agreement to sell the F-35 system is an opportunity to enhance the interoperability with the Emirati military for one of our most capable military partners in the region. With the agreement to sell the F-35 platform comes the expectation that the UAE government will protect the sensitive defense technology There are both security requirements within the paperwork that we complete between the two governments when we agree to the transfer. There are ongoing dialogues throughout any year with the Emirati military where we will discuss issues. And it's also part of the broader relationship. So one thing that I would like to highlight here, since we were talking about strategic competition before, this is not unique to the UAE, with any partner globally, but specifically in the Middle East, because it is a theater for competition, great power competition, and strategic competition. What we discuss with our partners is we understand that there will be an economic or trade relationship with China, just like the United States has. But there are certain categories of activities or engagement that our partners may be considering with China that if they do will pose a risk to U.S. defense technology, other kinds of technology, and ultimately force protection. Force protection is the highest priority of the entire U.S. government. So we have an ongoing consultation. It is not specific to the F-35, but that is certainly part of it. And if I may take the opportunity just to speak about IMET. It is incredible when I travel throughout the region to meet officers in any partner government who remember fondly their years at our war college, at our different training institutes. We can always use more IMET. Das Resnick's not going to ask for it. I think this is one of the most critical things we can do because we can demonstrate, not just in words, but through programs, what civilian control of the military, rule of law, doctrine development, human resource management, maintenance, sustainment. We teach these skills and we build relationships that last over the long term because these partner militaries and officers are engaging with our officers. They go to dinner at our officers' houses. The families form relationships. It's absolutely critical as a tool not only for strategic competition, but ultimately for regional security.